Welcome to Geeks of the North, a hobby and gaming podcast in the Dual Purveyance. We're here to paint some miniatures and talk about the hobby, so why don't you sit back, relax, grab a paintbrush, and enjoy the show. Hey everyone, welcome to Geeks of the North, your hobby and gaming podcast in the Dual Purveyance. As always, I'm your host, Paul Filio, here once again this week, after a brief break, with my buddy, Antoine Bergeron.
Hello.
Hey Antoine, how's it going, sir?
Good, you?
It's going.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back on the mic. I always miss those time together. But we had a bunch of time together in the past weeks, that's so true, at least true. That compensated a bit.
That sounds so wrong. It's so right. Yeah, I'm dry brushing a model. This is very, I don't know, 2003 of me. Because this model is pretty much going to be all dry brush, it seems. This is a pretty ugly model, and I have no idea what to do with it.
What model is that?
Iron Train from Pulp City.
Oh,
I think that's his name.
Yep.
He's pretty hideous. He's going to get lots of dry brushing, and then some, maybe some black lining for contrast. And a little bit of edge highlighting with something super bright and silvery. And we're going to call him done, because maybe I'll pick out like some brass pieces or something.
Yeah, because he would look a bit flat with just...
well,
just silver. There's only so much you can do with that model, but still.
It's not the best model from the range, shall we say.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit of a completist, so... You had one to sell, I had one to buy. Actually, I traded you for it, but I gotta get the guy ready for your trade. Well, I gotta get him out. I know where he is. Just gotta unpack him. So yeah, Pulp City. Pulp City.
Yeah. That's what we talked about during the last two shows, mainly. And that's still what we're on.
Still what we're on. It's the flavor of the month.
It has not stopped.
Well, it's such a fun little game. I don't want it to stop, Antoine.
No, me neither. Now that I found people who want to play, you being the main one, I just want to keep it alive.
Oh, I think there's other people that really want to play. I think Chris really wants to play too, but he needs some models. And unfortunately, I kind of sniped a lot of models he was going to pick up. Oops.
And between you and me, he has enough model to play anyway. Like, I was looking at my collection, and there's a reason I didn't mind trading you a bunch of the models I have.
Yeah, I may have gone a little insane.
Yeah, and I'm joining you. I traded some just to make space for like 3 times more coming in, so...
Seems legit.
Yeah. And my buy list is longer than that too, so.
At least it's not easy to buy models, right?
Yeah, it keeps me from splurging. Splurging?
Splurging.
Yeah, splurging. The nail. Yeah. I'm working on something for Pulp City. It's not Pulp City itself. I'm sculpting a bust of Zoltar.
A bust?
Yeah.
What's a Zoltar? Sorry.
Zoltar is the fortune teller machine in Big.
Oh. Sorry, yes. I know what a Zoltar is then.
And I couldn't find a model that fit, so I found a head to at least have a face to work on, but I'm sculpting the rest because the bodies I had didn't work out, so started working on that today.
That's for your primate of... Mystery?
Yeah. So he's painted. He's all painted. That's some of the stuff I did in the past few weeks. But, like, he's sitting cross-legged. So the 3 primates are really small. And for the primate of nature already comes jacked on a parking pole, something like that.
A parking meter.
Parking meter, yeah. Well, it's not a meter. It's just like pancarte.
Sign.
A sign with the parking with the parking P on it.
Oh, okay.
So it's not super clear. You can probably paint anything you want there, but for the Primate of Science, he's a bit bigger, but he comes on the ground, and I found that it was a bit too plain. And I had a phone box, in my pile of resin terrain that I got for the game, so I put it on that. It makes him really stand out because he's like 2 or 3 times higher than he would be. But I didn't have anything for the Primate of Mystery, and I chatted about that online with other people. There were multiple suggestions, but that a fortune teller box like fit with my zoo/amusement park team, and it fits with him. He's a little mystical rock monkey, so sitting on a box like that would be perfect. So now I'm building that box.
Who suggested that? Anyone I know, or was it just some random person off the internet?
Oh, it's a guy in the Supreme Skirmish Supremacy and Epic Doc Discord.
Oh, I didn't know you were so high tech that you hung out in Discords. I thought that was only Steve.
That's the only Discord channel I'm on.
Yeah, I'm too old. I just can't do it. I'm always left wondering why the heck I'm there.
Well, for me, it's like a forum. Or a big Facebook thread.
With even worse search parameters than Facebook, and no easy way to scroll up and sort stuff.
No, but is that really it's not really the force of Facebook either.
No. Yeah. That's certainly not what Facebook's forte is.
No. So, and it's not a giant group, so it doesn't get out of hand. I'm able to follow, even if I skip a day or two, so.
Oh, okay, that makes it better. Because, yeah, I tried to follow a few different Discords, and you log in, and it's like, oh, you're 300 messages behind.
Yeah, but it stops at 50 plus, so you don't know how many. Yeah, I was into the Chibi one for Super Dungeon Explorer, and yeah, it was just too much.
Those Chibi guys are hardcore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, no, I stopped following. I have one, and that's enough for me. Yeah, working on him. Also, I have to sculpt the bust, and then make the box around. So, I found everything. I just need to decide what I use for the clear panels on the outside. I think I remember having really thin. Wow, I'm blanking on the name.
Acrylic? Plastic?
Yeah, acrylic sheet. But I couldn't find it, so I might just use a blister.
I was gonna say, I assume it's going to be blister pack material.
Yeah, I wanted something a bit thicker for added strength, because it's going to be just a small plastic box with a metal monkey on top.
Oh, yeah.
But I have styrene corners that I will add for added strength.
Yeah, but
I
still
think it's going to be fine, but
I guess we'll find out, huh?
Yeah, having a thicker plastic than the blister pack would have been good.
Yeah, understandable.
So, what have you worked on except apart from that iron train?
Nothing, because I've had no time in 2 weeks. Too many things going on in real life. That and, to be honest,
You're waiting on models, so.
Well, it's not waiting on models, but I have a couple models I can work on, like this iron train. The problem is I don't have bases for them. And I don't usually start models until I've got everything and it's all planned out and I know exactly where I'm going.
Mm-hmm. And you usually paint with model on base, right?
Often, yes. So this is a bit awkward for me. I'm not used to doing it like this. The other thing is, like, I tend to plan my model from beginning to end before a brush ever touches it.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to do that when you don't have a base of the model. It's just a very odd change for me.
But you've done something else too, though. You've shown me pictures of something today.
Oh! I wasn't really counting that, but okay, we'll count that. Well, a few weeks back, you sent me a file to 3D print for a billboard for Pulp City, like Pulp City scale. And I went to try to print it last weekend, and I took one look at the file and like, this will never print. Like, it had some serious design issues. It would need 8 million pounds of supports, and it would just be a nightmare to take apart. Like, take off the supports and stuff. So like, I'm just gonna redesign it. So I ended up basically using the other guy's model as inspiration and rebuilding the model from scratch for a billboard for the game. And I think it came out okay. Mm-hmm. I'm still doing detailing stuff, and there's always more revisions, fiddling. But I think where I am right now is pretty good. I'm going to change it a little bit so that one of the pieces now that's multi-part will no longer be multi-part. It'll print as a single piece. I'll just change how it prints and change the design a little bit, and I think it'll be fine. And that'll make assembly a little easier because you won't need any glue for that part. Because basically on the back of the man, I got no idea what this thing is that I'm painting. On the back of the billboard, there's like a gantry, I guess you could say, or a walkway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 2 levels. And right now it's composed of 4 pieces. 2 sides, a top and a bottom. Because it's like 2 levels. But I want to make it that all print as 1 piece. It'll make things a little easier.
Okay. I think that will look cool.
Yeah, and I gave you the dimensions, so you're going to make some artwork for me, I think you said?
Yeah.
So that we can just print it in color and glue it to the front of the billboard?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah, I was going to do something like that too, but I wasn't sure what I would take for artwork. I was figured I would just pull something off of their website and use it in the meantime. But your Photoshop skills are probably far greater than mine, so I will leave it at that.
Greater, maybe. Far greater, I wouldn't say. I'm not Steve.
Yeah, well, yeah. Me neither, right? We're not graphic artists.
Nope. There's only so much I can do, but I do work with it almost daily. So.
Yeah, I don't touch that stuff anymore. I used to work a lot with Illustrator, and I don't do it anymore. I used to work with Illustrator to do layouts for advertising, which is totally not what Illustrator's for, but that's what I was handed, so that's what I used. And I got to be fairly proficient at it too.
Yeah, you use what you have. So.
Yep. And I know people do stuff like that, and they use Photoshop, and I'm like, I can't imagine trying to do page layout in Photoshop. Yeah, so that's it. I don't think I have anything else that I've worked on. Let's go to your stuff, because my games are all with you.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I finished Dr. Red that I was working on during last recording. So my big scientist orangutan. I also painted the Primate of Mystery, like we've already mentioned. He's missing his base, though, so still waiting for
he's
that.
Still mysterious, yeah.
Yep, still mysterious. He'll stay mysterious. Apart from that, I painted some terrain. I painted one of the MC Studio house, the defunct MC Studio, sadly.
That came out really nice.
Yeah, I'm happy with it, and the design is good. I'm sad I couldn't buy more. I had an order in place just before he finished working on stuff, but his laser went out before he got to my stuff. So I had more of those city building. And some of the 10mm he did for Drop Zone Commander.
I didn't know he designed stuff for Drop Zone. Or I didn't remember. That's too bad. Because it looks great. His stuff was awesome. He still listens to the show, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thanks for the building, Mark.
Yeah, well done, sir. It's a shame it didn't work out long run.
So, painted that. And, like a street post. A signpost for the street names. From my Mantic pack of random urban accessories.
Mars Attack stuff?
Yep. Yeah, the Mars Attack accessory pack is really good for terrain like that. They're just chunky enough. Like, I have some of those in the Antimatter workshop ones. But the Antimatter stuff is more scaled for, like, the old school Infinity. Where the scale
is itty bitty tiny.
Yeah. So my garbage bins from Mantic and from Antimatter that I bought at the same time through the same Kickstarter don't really have the same scale. So,
whoops.
Yeah. They look fine anyway. I just don't put them like side by side. But there's a difference.
Well, I won't tell anyone if you won't.
No. So that's about it for hobby. It's been a couple of weeks, but even then I haven't done much either. We've played more than usually. And I had stuff to do at home, so that cuts into the hobby time.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot of games.
Yeah, in the last 2 weeks and a half, I've played more than I play in months, usually. So
You're living the life, Anton.
Oh, well. It's that or painting. Seems I can do both. So. It's been playing. And I'm happy because I've been playing a lot of Pulp City. So speaking of games, what did you play?
Lots of Pulp City. Maybe we should just start the Pulp City podcast, Anton. The Supremes of the North.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I play lots of Pulp City. It's really kind of a birthday thing for me. A couple weeks back, and we did a 4v4 Pulp City game.
2v2? No?
I said 4v4. Yes, I'm insane. That would be so bonkers. Yes, 2v2. 4 people. I knew there was a 4 in there somewhere. And it was really awesome. We had our buddy Chris over. We had Guillaume, not to be mistaken for Guillaume, and yourself. You all came over to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And we threw down. My daughter watched you do table setup and was amazed. She still mentions it.
Yeah, she liked all the female models. No matter the paint job or the model or the line, as long as it was female, she did, I love this one. Oh, but not this one. Yeah, but it's painted far better. Yeah, but she's a girl.
Yeah, you get a lot of, she's so pretty.
Yep.
That's like my daughter's 5-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm. And she mentioned your Shnishinka multiple times. She liked her because she's blue.
Blue, yeah. She mentioned the man face.
No, she did not.
She's always asking, why does she look like a man, though? She's really nice, Daddy, but why does she look like a man? Just the way it worked out, dear. Just the way it worked out. Yeah, so we played 2v2. We played my Red Republic and your Apes versus the Grim and a random assortment of indie villains.
Yes.
And we read the rules wrong.
Slightly.
Sure. You can say slightly.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lie, but you can say it.
I read the rule wrong. Let's be honest.
I wasn't laying blame. I was not laying blame on you. I was just saying it wasn't slightly wrong. It was just wrong. That's okay. We had lots of fun. We died because we were horribly outnumbered. I don't even remember what the objectives were.
It didn't help, but I think we were down anyway.
We were down?
Yeah, you didn't have any support model. You didn't have actions to work on.
Oh yeah. So we're playing. Okay, let's add some context here because I just realized we didn't say anything about the game. So it was a very small point value, like 6 points. And yeah, I was lacking a lot of stuff to make my guys kind of perform because I did not have enough action points to really activate my models and make good use of them. I think that's a fair assessment of what my setup was like.
Yeah, and you also add, what was that? I've eye punch, but not a good number of attacks, and we were swarmed by multiple small, low-level supremes. So
yes, that's true. I didn't have a high volume of attacks. So yeah, it doesn't matter if you have the Incredible Hulk on your team if he only swings once and he gets hit back 10 times in retaliation. You still die horribly.
Yep. But it was fun.
Well, I don't think Pulp City knows how to not be fun. I'm serious. It's such a good little game. It's not War Machine. You're not going to get super strategic on it. I mean, there is strategy, obviously, but it's that's not what it was built for. It was built to be a fun game that can make you think, but you don't necessarily have to. You don't want to. And I think they did a phenomenal job at that.
Yep. I agree.
My preferred method of play is to not think. Just little FYI for listeners who may not know me. I can kind of get caught up in killing models and not really paying attention to mission objectives, as we'll discuss later.
Indeed.
Because I really beat myself that game. But anyway, yeah, so we played a multiplayer game. It went on kind of forever. It was lots of fun, and I look forward to doing it again.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get Guillaume to paint some models and get Chris some models so he can have some fun painting. And then we will play the Pulp City some more.
So that was the first one. After that, we decided to have some more game, but one-on-one to speed up a bit.
I don't think it was just to speed it up. I think it was also to maybe let me learn the rules.
Yeah, let us all learn the rules. Like, I know much of the rules, but once you get to more technical stuff, I wasn't at all fluent with it. So we're discovering some questions every game almost. Like stuff that might be clear in the book, but needs to be checked or reread. So we do misinterpret a bit while playing.
Yeah, we've done that a few times.
But I think we're at a good place now. There's not much that seems not clear.
No, we had a pretty good flow last game.
Yeah.
Aside from when I was distracted listening to Chernobyl on the TV. Sorry, Chernobyl, I should say. That was funny playing the Red Republic, listening to Russians be essentially evil on the TV.
Yeah, it was kind of a team.
It kind of felt like my wife was supporting me. She was watching Chernobyl. And then, so that was our first game, was the team game. Then we played a 12-point, my Russians versus your monkeys. That went on quite long as well.
Mm-hmm. But it was our biggest game yet, too.
Well, I think 12 points is the biggest game, period, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they recommend between 9 and 12 for a full game. So that's an evening game. Like, you won't play multiple at that size.
And we didn't. We that one. And you won it. It was very close. I think you won by 1 point or something.
Yeah, it ended. Neither of us scored the main plot, so we only scored the agendas that are only worth 1 point each. It ended 2-1, and by a single die roll at the end.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't do that last point of damage in the last activation I had, it would have tied.
So funny how it works.
Really close. you discovered the power of a butt.
I hate that guy. Actually, I'm pretty much discovering that I hate anyone with throw. Because throw appears to be the best ranged attack in the game. It's very cool and very thematic. I don't really have any problems with it.
But it is strong. With the right setup.
Yeah, well, most of the guys that seem to have throw, like 8-bot, whatever, do tons of base damage and then tons of extra effects damage. And then they're adding lots of dice to the already large pool because of the new object rules.
Mm-hmm. Smash it up rules.
Yeah. So, when you start adding 2 or 3 dice, that makes a pretty big difference to the dice pool. Well, I'll have to say, tons of fun. And I'm really enjoying the fact that I can do a lot of, like, ranged melee attacks with Professor Hammer's rocket fists.
Yeah, those are pretty good too. I must be honest.
I really wonder if we're using them as intended, to be honest. There's some things like the using rocket fists as part of a close combat attack with Smash.
Mm-hmm.
Like where I'm picking up cars and stuff on the fly with the rocket fists as they fly by.
It's more cinematic that way. So
it's certainly cinematic. I would never deny that. That doesn't mean it's correct, though.
Maybe not. That's probably something we should clarify.
Because it's a close combat maneuver, and it says you can do close combat maneuvers at range. Close combat maneuvers, though, are base to base normally, and in order to smash someone, you have to be base to base with the object you're going to pick up and smash the person with, right?
Mm-hmm. Or move
past it on the way.
Past it on the way, yeah.
Like, my rocket fist attacks are based on sound, like, application of the rules, but I'm not sure that was ever intended when those rules were written. Oh well. And then this weekend we played a slightly smaller game. Yep.
Played 10 points. You add a similar list, just one battle list. I made some changed my primate of power to the primate of nature.
And just so people understand, like 10 points, I had like 5 models.
Yep, you had 5. I had a lot more because I had Le Multiple, which is a small infiltrator that comes. It's a 1-level infiltrator, but it comes with 3 models.
Yes.
So that adds up quickly, and I also add some minions, and you don't have any minion points. So there were a lot more people on my side of the table for sure. Yes, and my leader is only 1 point, while yours is 3.
So essentially, it was like you were cheating.
No, but I had a lot more small, weak models. I know you find the lemures incredibly annoying, but you can't say that they are the backbone of my force.
Oh, I can say it. I'd just be lying.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe you if you said that.
Freaking lemurs.
Yeah. So, like the first game we played together, they made the difference in controlling the territories and giving me the upper end in the main plot, which gave me the game in the end. Came 4-3. You had 2 of the agendas, I had 1, but I had the main plot, which is 3 points, so that gave me the game. Once again, during the last turn, it could have gotten both ways. You could have at least tied based on the agendas. But like you said, you went for bloodshed.
Yeah, I lost sight of the real goal. I was busy killing you.
You were doing a pretty good job of it until you hit the lemurs.
Well, the lemurs, you have to melee them.
Well, they have the same defensive stats, but for some reason, your attacks against them rolled low, and I had good defense rolls. Because they have worse stats than anything else in my list, but yet they survived all game unscathed.
I don't believe you. I think that's a communist plot. Oh, wait, I'm not a communist. I think it's a capitalist plot.
Yeah, but the monkeys are not capitalist either, so.
Well, says you.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think the jury's still out.
Sure.
Aren't they like thieves? Wasn't that the whole backstory? They were like cat burglar type things?
The lemurs are, not the monkeys.
Yes. So that, if they're thieves, so they like currency and money, I think that definitely makes them capitalist.
Yeah, but only the lemurs, not the rest of them.
Well, the lemurs is what we're talking about, right?
But you said monkeys, and the lemurs are not monkeys, so.
They're monkey-esque.
Yeah.
I realize they're nothing, biologically like a monkey.
Nope.
But in this case, they're spiritually monkeys. And since they have monkey spirit, I'm putting them all together.
Fine.
So there.
Yeah. But another good game. Was a lot of fun. It will be good once you can get some more models for your Red Republic to have some variety.
Yes.
Or if we finally get a scenario that's not like zone control or territory control on the game. There's like out of 7 scenarios, I think only 2 are zone scoring, and that's the 2 we've been playing since we started, so that probably doesn't help you either.
Yeah, and we randomly generate at the beginning of each game which scenario we're playing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I'm sort of glutton for punishment and I keep picking it on purpose.
No. But also now we've played enough to know which we've played and remember, and we can pick something else next time if we do roll another territory control.
Yeah.
Apart from those, I did play more stuff. I played a game of Guild Ball with Daniel. So, always fun to play with him. Played my masons into his blacksmiths. And crazy game. I missed my last goal run with Flint when he was coming back from the bench, and because I had I could try to make a goal to finish the game. It was a bit dicey, but it was the goal scoring option. But if I failed, I was giving him Flint on a platter, and I did fail. So he butchered him for the win on his side.
Well, sometimes the dice just roll that way.
Oh, yeah. But it was not probably the safest option for me. I could probably have gone for maybe a takeout elsewhere and hidden Flint so he wouldn't be able to kill him.
Yeah, well, you're all about the safe option and not the fluffiest option, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And exactly. I'm playing my Mason as... I want to do goals with them when I play them. So, no, the takeout option was not there for me at all.
And you have Corbelli, but he's not assembled, so you're not playing him yet.
Well, he's not painted.
Or not painted.
I don't think there's assembly required.
No, he's one piece, I think.
Yeah. No, he's not painted yet, and I kind of want to get Wrecker to work with him because the monkey seems a bit meh without
Brick?
No, not Brick. Well, it's even worse if you don't play Brick. But Honor, because at least he has assist with Honor.
Oh. Yeah, assist is good.
But without Brick and Honor, like, why play him? Especially on a gold team where the Wrecker can be a lot faster, and he has free pushes, and yeah, so I want the Armadillo instead. Once I get my hand on the Armadillo, I'll paint him and Corbelli, and we'll go for even more goal scoring than my Masons.
That's the challenge, though, right?
I'll sculpt one. It's a little ball with scale. I'll sculpt one instead. If I can find him, I'll sculpt it. I don't play tournaments anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah. And if you did, no one here locally would stop you.
No. Sure. So played that, and my last miniature game was a game of Aristea. Or I think I mentioned that last time.
I think we did.
Yeah. I played right before the last recording, so skip that. After that, there were some board games, though. I played my first game of chess with my son, with my oldest.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so...
Did you crush him?
Oh, yeah. Even not going all out, he doesn't know the pieces yet. And
it's a hard game.
So that's
chess is an easy game to learn, a very hard game to master.
And I'm not great at it, but I know the game a bit.
Yeah.
Which is more than none in his case, so yeah. I remember when I started play, I had cardboard pieces with the movement patterns on them to help me out.
Yep.
He only had memory. The chess set he got doesn't have those. So I'm thinking, I'll print some helpers for him. I think it's gonna be easier for him to remember how they work, especially the knight. He just couldn't wrap his head around how they worked.
Well, I mean, I used to play chess, and I am a decent chess player, with a couple caveats. But anyway, for the knights, I always found it easiest as a kid to think of the fact that they moved like an L shape.
Yeah, but it just didn't work. I tried to explain that, and he just didn't pick it up. So
well, every kid is different, right?
Yep. With the visual helper, I think it's gonna be easier for him.
Yeah. So the thing about me is I can play chess so long as the game does not run long.
Mm-hmm.
If it runs long, I lose focus and I'm all over the place. If we can keep the game going fast, like play with a clock or whatever, I do a lot better.
No, I've never played chess with a clock.
I remember once in college, years ago, there was a guy that hung out in the gaming club, and he was big into chess, and he was going on and on and on about how good he was. And I played him on the caveat that we had to hurry because I had a bus to catch or whatever. And I murderized him, and he got so mad. Like, he was the guy who would walk around. You know how some gamers walk around and they brag about stuff their D&D characters do to try to impress women?
Oh, yeah.
Or impress other gamers. So well. Yeah. He was the guy who would walk around and talk about his chess score.
His Elo score or something like that?
Yeah, his rating or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So he took it quite seriously, and he was a member of the chess club, and it was funny. Yes. And then, of course, I never played him again. Because, you can only get lucky so many times. But it left him feeling very unfulfilled and angry, which I was all right with. You know, folks, I may be a bad person. It just occurred to me.
Just now.
There's a possibility that I have a mean streak and or a vindictive streak. But I can't confirm or deny it.
Yeah. Apart from that, we got another game out. A new game here. For us, Memoir. It's kind of a pirate memory game. Pirate team memory game.
Okay.
But it's
not intrigued.
It's not regular memory. Like, there's no two identical cards on the board. There are 5 animals and 5 backgrounds, like jungles, flowers, sea, lava, stuff like that you would find on a treasure island. And you have 25 cards, so all possible juxtapositions, like a penguin on each of the 5 background, and all 5 animals once on each background. And when you play, each player starts with 3 animals that he can see before the game starts on his side of the board. And after that, the first player reveal any cards, and you have to match either the animal or the background. But you only know 3 of the cards. So eventually, either with luck or with bad luck, when you go into cards you don't know, and you get one that doesn't match, you're out of that round. You pick one of the volcano cards with the birds on it. And once there's only one player left, that player wins a treasure card with a random amount of rubies on it. And you take a minute to look at all the cards that were revealed. You flip them back down, and you start over, but knowing some of the cards and having to remember the patterns and stuff like that. So every time you reveal a card, you need to match either the animal or the background. And you go until... you go for, I think, 6 rounds or 7 rounds until you have all the treasure cards allocated. It's really fun. We've been able to play with... Tira's understand the rules. Juliette needs some help, but she can play and she has a better visual memory. So even if she's younger, it works out for her. It's been a lot of fun. We've played, I think, at least an handful time since last week.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Muriel also has a pretty good visual memory.
Mm-hmm.
And she uses it to great effect to help her cheat. Like she'll play the memory game,
mm-hmm.
and she'll set out all the cards on the floor.
Oh, before you start the game?
But she'll memorize cards, but not adjacent to each other or whatever. Like she'll spread them out to make it look random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's my daughter.
Mm. You're sure so proud of her for that.
Yep.
I'm sure you're happy that she has a great memory, but that she used it like that.
So that she uses her powers for evil? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the least of my concerns. There's going to be much more evil coming out of that child in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I already have... I've seen like snapshots of my future, and it's not pretty. Supreme negotiator.
Yeah.
You know what the worst part with kids with memories? When they start bringing up stuff like, remember this time 2 years ago when you said this, and then I did that, and this was your answer? Why is your answer this now?
Yeah.
Because it is, okay? Just because it is. Yeah, but that's not fair. Life's not fair. Shut up.
Yeah, and they don't have an exact comprehension of fairness. Like everything is unfair to a kid. But
well, anything that may potentially stand in their way of victory is unfair.
Or unjust.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it doesn't need to be just. It's not just or not. I decide. That's all it is. But you have the right to not like that. That's one of the big discussions we have here. It's like, you have the right to not be happy about the decision. That's still the decision.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to explain kind of like the concept of without prejudice to my daughter. It's like, yeah, I don't agree with you. I'm telling you what to do. I don't care what you say. I'm not mad at you because you disagree, but you're going to have to do it my way anyway. And she does not get it. That's okay. And she gets me back in her own ways. Like when I have to explain sex to her at age 5. Because she's put things together in her head, and it's going on awfully weird places.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saving those memories for when she's older and brings home her first boyfriend. I'm a great dad.
Yeah. So that's game played?
Yep, that's games played. Alright, we are rambling like we always do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything in the Kickstarter news section?
Yeah, we have some. I got 3 items for us today. First one by Antimatter Games. It's the Elder Sea Dragon. So this is mostly a wild creature you can have for scenario elements. And I think the Skilly Horde can summon them, or maybe some other faction. Some of the faction have shamans that can summon sea creatures. So this model...
That's for Deep Wars, okay.
Yeah, it's for Deep Wars. It comes on a 80 millimeter base, I think. And the model is big. The model is 200 millimeter long, so 8 inches long. On the base, it's kind of a mix of
like a sea turtle and a dragon, eh?
Yeah, sea turtle and a dragon, or put like a Chinese dragon, but with sea turtle legs. Yeah.
Well, if it's got legs,
a bit
really
more
Chinese
bulky.
Dragon?
Yeah, but it has the slim body shape of that. A bit more, but yeah, it's a
I'll give you that.
Really big sea dragon. It looks really good. Model is $65 US. It's already available, so if people want pretty cool sea creature, or if you're playing Deep Wars, so that's a great model to look for.
That's another game that someday we have to get around to. Too many games? I'm not going to live long enough, Antoine. That's the problem we're going to hit.
Yeah, I've there's some games that are interesting right now, and for the first time, I'm starting to not download the rulebooks.
Yeah, that's a great way to avoid your usual problem of getting into every game you find and read the rules for.
Yeah.
If you don't read the rules, you can't get into it.
Yeah, I stopped before looking too much into the models or into the fluff or into the rules. I have a backlog of game I want just to try that I have miniatures for, so
that's
I
the
need
other
to stop.
If games have cool fluff, like look at an aerial and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is in my backlog. An aerial, Burrows and Badger, Moonstone. That's 3 other skirmish games that I have enough models for 2 player to try that we have not tried yet. That and Deep Wars. So that's 4 other skirmish games.
Deep Wars I even have a faction for.
Yeah, you haven't bought a faction for it. So
because one of my friends was like so into it.
Mm-hmm. I still want to play. So that's why. There are other games that I saw mentioned in the past few weeks, and I had to stop myself, but I did.
Good man.
And it was especially hard. Like, late in the past couple of years, it was not that hard. Like, Ami money is sparse, so it limits what I can buy. I still have some, but lately I had a couple of commissions and other money coming in that was available for hobby, so it's even worse because I know I have the money to buy it right now, which is not always the case. But no, I stopped myself.
You're a good man, Antoine.
Mm-hmm.
I think Iron Train's almost done.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, he's not exactly to a astounding standard, but still, that model only deserves so much attention.
That's your first model for your heavy metals, right?
Yes.
Or good guys, even if you go alignment.
Yes, technically, yeah.
So that's it for...
Understanding the rules better like I do now, that means I could actually play a good guy faction, because I have 4 models.
Yes, absolutely. Even if they're not in the same faction, you can play by alignment. So you can for sure play something else.
Actually, technically I have 5 models, because Piran is...
Oh yeah, you can play Chernobog as Piran. Do you have his card? Yeah?
Yes. He came with both.
So...
Wow. Look at that.
You can already vary your play. Well, already, once you have painted them, but I know your painting speed, so...
Well, and to be honest, things like Iron Train don't really require a ton of... like, painting them is not hard. He's a big metal dude.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't require much in the way of painting.
So, back to news. That was the first one. Second one, by Bigchild Creatives, they have the Black Sailors Traders of Kobberland Kickstarter project running right now. So I have a couple of weeks left to go. This is different from their previous projects. The 2 previous ones were for orcs and goblins pirates. Different scale. They had bust, they had miniatures, they had big scale miniatures, bust, everything from different type of creatures. They even had trolls, if I remember correctly. Trolls and ogres. This time, it's a line of 75mm resins, mostly of dwarves traders.
Oh my goodness. These things look awesome.
Yes,
I love
they
the concept
do.
art. Why do you show me these things, Antoine? Man, that dwarf with like the little halberd and the stein.
Yeah. I like the dwarf scientist.
Yeah, he looks cool too.
Like the cartographer.
Yeah, the cartographer. That's what the sextant or the compass or whatever.
Yep. Yeah. They look really good. Yeah. And as they go, they are unlocking new skulls or add-ons or pieces and stuff like that. So
the dwarf riding the pelican is pretty awesome too.
Yeah. They look amazing. You need to look at €35 for miniatures for one before shipping.
So what is that in real money?
€35. That's probably what, $55, something like that.
Oh no, I asked you first.
52. So 52 Canadian dollars. Or if you want real money, is that USD?
No, we're Canadians.
Yeah. So 40 US, 52 Canadian. You get one of those models, those amazing dwarves. And if you go higher, you just get more for less, or you get extra tidbits with them. So, really good. As I said, there's about 2 weeks left to go by the time we're released. The project is already funded. They're about a bit over 3 times their goal right now, and going up higher. So there's no reason they won't fund by the end of the campaign. I don't think it's people will cancel. Right? And it's not their first time, so they're good to go.
They got lots of experience.
Yeah. Last projects by our friends at Panda Cult Games. Shovel Knight, the Dungeon Duels.
We should get them on here to talk about it.
Well, we haven't talked about it
in the last episode.
A separate chat. That episode was never released, so listeners don't know. We had an episode recorded with Liz Beckley.
Yep.
Who's the wife of one of the creators of Shovel Knights. And
but she's actually also part of that company.
Yeah.
She's also
she did all the painting and stuff like that.
I think she's also an investor.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Oh yeah.
But the main two faces are still Jonathan and Eve.
Yep.
They're the guys we see when they talk about the campaign. So yeah, we talked about that game coming when we did that recording, but that we had technical difficulties with that recording and couldn't release it.
Sadly. Damn you, Liz.
So the game Shovel Knight, that's based on a side-scroller computer video game.
Yep.
And I have never played it. I've heard great mention of it and should try it, but
well, they were demoing it at Adepticon,
mm-hmm.
and I didn't get a chance to try the demo. I did get a chance to watch the demo and talk to Mark Maxey a lot, who was demoing it,
mm-hmm.
and it had some really innovative mechanics.
I think it's one of their strengths, like they did for Wonder. It was their first game, and still they were really lauded about the quality of the game design.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be the same for this.
Mm-hmm.
So, because it's emulating a side-scroller, right? The game board is arranged and made of tiles, and the tiles all shift to the left every turn.
Oh, okay, that's
simulate cool. Like you're advancing on a platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if you're near the edge and the screen advances,
you fall out.
Yep.
There was a Gorka Morka scenario like that. You were doing a car chase with terrain. You shift everything up. It's a bit of pain with terrain and stuff like that, but with tiles, it works a lot better.
Yeah, and the thing is, in this game, there's no limit to your respawn.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in the actual video game, I think. So it's, but every time you die, I believe you lose half your money. And your money is your victory points.
Okay.
So the object's to finish the game with the most money possible.
Yeah, the game is 1 to 4 player competitive side-scrolling board game, like they say. So the miniatures are really cool, super cartoony knights and
shovels,
baddies.
And
they look good. They're simple, but I think that's based on a small 8-bit game. That's normal. But they look really good, and we've started to see some painted symbol by Liz.
Yeah.
So
the painted one looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the miniatures are exactly what the models look like.
Mm-hmm.
So in the models in the game, I should say, the 3D models. So
yeah, the game is $70 US. That gets you a copy of it, and all the stretch goals once they are available. There's only one pledge level, so that's super easy. You get that, and that's it. The delivery date estimated is July 2020, so July next year. Right now, they are sitting on around 20,000. They are aiming for 80,000. It launched today, so
yeah,
it's a bit normal.
I don't think there's any danger of them not reaching their goal.
Yeah, me neither. But I wish them well with the project. They still have just over 3 weeks left to go. Maybe we could try to contact them and have them talk about them before the Kickstarter is done.
Yeah, I'll reach out to them. With me going on vacation, it makes things a little more challenging, but I'm sure we can figure something out. I'll reach out to them this week and see what we can do.
Yeah. And that's it for me. That's all the news. That's all the Pulp City games we've played. And other, but mostly Pulp City.
Yeah, mostly Pulp City.
All the Pulp City hobby we've done.
Yeah. Wow, this model. I feel bad for this model. I feel like I'm not doing it justice, but...
Iron Train still, or something else?
Yeah, Iron Train still.
Yeah. It doesn't help that you started doing that during the recording late at night, already being tired.
No, it's really not that. That hasn't really affected it.
No?
It's not that late at night. It's only 10:30. But it's not a model that inspires me, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So that never makes things easy either. When you look at a model and you're kind of like, yeah. And there's like weird textures on it that I don't know if it didn't cast completely or if that's the way it's supposed to be. It kind of makes for an odd situation.
Yeah.
Where you're not exactly sure is the model supposed to be this way? Maybe. And because I've done him, maybe if he was done more NMM style, it would look better. Also, I gave him the helmeted head as opposed to the unhelmeted.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a lot of metal. And while I've tried to add accents, they're also in metal, because he's basically a train.
Yeah, the unhelmeted head maybe doesn't look as good, but I think it would have broken out the all metal.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a superhero. It's not an Imperial Guard, so maybe it's too late to switch, probably, but still.
Well, yeah. I could pry the head off. It's just crazy glued on, but because that head was not very nice either. Maybe I could have swapped it with like an Imperial Guard head or something else.
Oh yeah, with another head maybe.
I'm trying I'm using a bit of the Creature Caster paints, and they've separated quite badly.
Oh.
Luckily, they have an agitator in there, so.
If you need some more of those, let me know. I have a coupon for them, and I just don't have enough to order to really make the shipping worth it. So.
Really? The shipping's that bad? I mean, they're in Canada.
No, it's not that bad, but like, I don't have anything specific that I want to order, so like, I won't order a couple of paint pots and pay as much shipping to get them.
Yeah, no, for sure. Makes sense.
So, if you need something, we'll talk.
Okay. Yeah, I can certainly take a look. Oh.
And I think that's enough rambling for tonight.
You think?
Yeah.
We hit our quota?
We're starting to plan
paint purchases.
Paint purchases.
What are you talking about? That's excellent radio, Antoine.
Yeah, for sure. It was pretty excellent radio when we did the paint episode, and not at the end of a regular show after talking about generic news.
Fair enough. So this will not go down in the annals of our show archive as the best show we've ever made, but it's a show.
Yep.
Which is more than we did last week. So there you go. All right, buddy. So I will let you go.
Yep.
And I will talk to you next week.
Bye, geeks.
Thanks for listening to Geeks of the North. If you want to contact us, you can email us at geeksofthenorth@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/geeksofthenorth, or follow us on Twitter at Geeks of the North. You can follow me, Paul, at PRFilio, Antoine at Eltonio Berg, Steve at B_Steve, and if you really feel the need, I guess you can follow Yom. He's at Yomasta. Breaks and outro music by Ladrave. You can listen to them at ladrave.bandcamp.com. See you next time, geeks.
Thank you for checking out a United Geeks Network family member. If you enjoyed it and are looking for other online media with a geek culture slant, head over to UnitedGeeksNetwork.com, where you will find The Nerd Bite, daily themed updates about several facets of nerddom, with main focuses on the Marvel Cinematic Universe and things that fall under the Super Hulak fandom. Also, nerdy adventures, conventions, theme parks, and loot crates. The United Geeks Network. You can broadcast your geekiness at UnitedGeeksNetwork.com.